The Clockmaker's secret in the small town of Eldridge. There was a shop that everyone passed but few entered. It was tucked between a bakery and a bookstore. The sign above the door read, Tobias Gray, Clockmaker. The windows were filled with clocks of every shape and size. Some were tall, wooden grandfather clocks. Some were tiny, delicate pocket watches. Every clock ticked in perfect harmony. Tobias Gray was an old man. His hair was white like winter snow, and his hands were worn from years of work. He had eyes that sparkled with a strange light. People said he could fix any clock. But they also whispered that Tobias knew things that were not meant to be known. One rainy evening, a young girl named Clara wandered into the shop. She was 12 and curious. Her umbrella dripped water onto the wooden floor. Tobias looked up from a tiny brass clock he was repairing. "Good evening," he said. His voice was soft but carried weight. "What brings you here in such weather?" I just wanted to see the clocks," Clara said. She shivered. Tobias smiled faintly. "Clocks show more than time, you know. They show moments. Moments that have passed and moments yet to come." Clara frowned. "Moments yet to come?" Tobias nodded. "Yes, some clocks are ordinary. Others are not." He gestured toward a small clock on a high shelf. It was different from the others. Its frame was silver, and the hands moved backward. "This one is very special. But it only works for those who are ready to understand." Clara's eyes widened. "Can I see it?" Tobias hesitated. "It is not a toy. It is not for casual use, but perhaps you are ready." He climbed the ladder slowly and took the clock down. The ticking sounded uneven. It was like the heartbeat of something alive. "Hold it carefully," he said. Clara took the clock with trembling hands. She felt warmth radiating from it. The hands of the clock moved in strange patterns. She blinked, and suddenly the room seemed different. The clocks on the walls blurred. The ticking grew louder. Clara felt as though she was floating. When her eyes opened, she was no longer in the shop. She was standing in the same street, but the town looked older. Carriages rolled past and people in old-fashioned clothes walked hurriedly. She gasped. "Where am I?" Tobias's voice echoed around her. "You are seeing the town as it was long ago. That clock shows time differently. It reveals the past." Clara looked at him. He was beside her, though she had not noticed him move. "Can we go back?" She asked nervously. "Only when you are ready," Tobias said. "The past is delicate. A small change can ripple into the present. Watch and learn." She followed him through the streets. They saw children playing in the town square. They saw a man dropping a coin, which a boy picked up eagerly. They saw a woman crying silently by a fountain. Every moment was alive, yet fleeting. "Why are we seeing this?" Clara asked. "To understand," Tobias replied. "Time is not just a line. It is a web. Every action, every choice, every heartbeat affects everything else. Many people waste their lives unaware of this. But those who understand can do remarkable things." Clara felt a strange thrill. She wanted to ask more, but the sights around her were mesmerizing. She noticed a young Tobias, perhaps 50 years younger, working at the very shop she had just left. He was repairing a clock that looked ordinary, but there was a look of wonder in his eyes. "Why is he so focused?" Clara asked. "That clock," Tobias said, "was his first creation. It was not just a clock. It could glimpse the future in tiny fragments. That is the secret of a true clockmaker. Not just to tell time, but to understand it." Clara watched as the young Tobias carefully adjusted the gears. Suddenly, a spark of light shot from the clock. It was small, like a firefly, but it glowed with the intensity of a star. The light darted around the room, settling on different people. Where it touched, something changed. A frown became a smile. A whisper became a song. A sad heart felt joy. "Does it always do that?" Clara asked. "Yes," Tobias said. "The right person at the right time can change the world, even without knowing it. But it is dangerous. Only those who respect time can wield such power." Clara's mind raced. "Can I do that?" Tobias looked at her intently. "You can. But first, you must learn patience. You must learn to see every second as precious. One careless choice, and the web of time can unravel." They moved through the town, watching events unfold. Clara noticed small details. A cat nearly fell into a fountain but landed safely. A boy offered bread to a hungry dog. A young couple shared a shy smile. Each small action seemed connected to another, forming patterns she could feel but not fully understand. Hours, or maybe minutes passed. Clara could not tell. Finally, they returned to the shop. She held the clock tightly. Was that real? She whispered. As real as now, Tobias said. Time is layered. We moved through one layer after another. Some people only see one layer. Others see many. Clara's curiosity grew. Can I try to change something? Tobias studied her. Are you certain? Clara nodded. Yes, I want to help even if it is small. He handed her the silver clock. The hands moved backward again. Clara took a deep breath and turned the hands slowly. She thought of the small boy who had dropped the coin earlier. She imagined him giving it to a hungry child instead. The clock glowed softly. She blinked, and she was back in the past. She watched as the boy's hand trembled. He hesitated, then passed the coin to a child sitting near the fountain. The child's eyes lit up. Clara smiled. She felt warmth in her chest. It worked, she whispered. Tobias nodded. Every small act matters. This is the first lesson of the Clockmaker's secret. Time is not just to measure, it is to honor. Every second is a chance to create kindness, to bring hope, to change a life. Clara spent hours in the shop. She watched clocks that showed the past, clocks that hinted at the future, and ordinary clocks that ticked steadily. She learned to listen to the ticking, to feel the rhythm of moments. She learned to repair clocks herself. Tobias guided her hands, showing her the delicate gears and springs. As days turned into weeks, Clara changed. She became patient, thoughtful, and observant. She noticed people's small struggles. She noticed smiles hidden behind frowns. She noticed kindness in places others overlooked. One evening, Tobias called her over. You are ready for the next step, he said. You must choose a moment in the future to glimpse. But be careful. The future is fragile. Knowing too much can be dangerous. Clara's heart raced. She wanted to see the future. She wanted to help. Tobias placed a golden clock in her hands. It was larger than the silver one, and its hands moved with a soft, luminous glow. Focus, he instructed. Think of what you wish to understand. Then watch. Clara closed her eyes. She imagined the town of Eldridge, years from now. She saw streets, buildings, and people. Slowly, images began to form. She saw children grown up. She saw families celebrating birthdays. She saw a fire in the market, quickly extinguished because a man acted wisely. She saw people helping one another, small acts leading to big changes. She opened her eyes. The shop seemed ordinary again, but she felt different. She understood something profound. She understood that every choice, every gesture, every heartbeat mattered. Do you see it? Tobias asked. Clara nodded. I see everything. Even small things can make a big difference. Tobias smiled, his eyes shining. Exactly. This is the essence of the Clockmaker's secret. It is not about power or wealth. It is about understanding the value of time and using it wisely. Years passed. Clara grew older, but she never forgot what she had learned. She repaired clocks in the shop. She watched over the town quietly, guiding moments with gentle wisdom. People came to her with broken watches, and she fixed them with care. But she also fixed small troubles, healed quiet sorrows, and nurtured hidden joys. Tobias grew older, as all humans do. One day, he called Clara to his side. His hands were trembling. His eyes were still bright, but he looked tired. It is time for me to rest, he said. But the secret must continue. You are ready to be the clockkeeper. Remember, every second is precious. Every act matters. The world changes with choices, even small ones. Guard time well, Clara. Clara took his hands. I will, Tobias. I promise. He smiled one last time. Then he closed his eyes. His breathing stopped. The shop seemed still, yet the ticking of clocks continued, louder, stronger, and more harmonious than ever. Clara stayed in the shop, alone but not lonely. She held the silver clock, the golden clock, and a few others Tobias had trusted her with. She felt the heartbeat of time within her. She knew she could glimpse the past, foresee fragments of the future, and guide moments toward goodness. The town of Eldridge continued to grow. People came and went, unaware of the secret that watched over them. But Clara knew. She guided the town quietly. A lost child found a way home. A neighbor helped another without expecting anything. A young man made a brave choice that saved many lives. Every act, every moment, every heartbeat mattered. The clockmaker's secret lived on. Clara, now the keeper of time, often stood by the windows, watching the sun rise and set. She listened to the tick-tock of clocks and felt the pulse of the town. She understood the depth of life, the beauty of small acts, and the importance of patience. The shop remained a place of wonder. People still passed it, curious about the ticking clocks. Some entered. Some did not. Those who did not enter never knew the secret that kept their town safe and thriving. Those who did enter often left with a sense of awe and inspiration, though they could never fully explain why. Clara continued Tobias's work quietly, faithfully. She repaired clocks, guided small acts of kindness, and glimpsed the subtle web of time. Every second mattered. Every heartbeat mattered. And every person, seen or unseen, contributed to the rhythm of life. One night, as Clara polished the golden clock, she felt a familiar warmth. The hands of the clock moved backward, then forward. She smiled. She was ready for the next lesson, whatever it might be. The clockmaker's secret was no longer Tobias's alone. It was hers. And with it, she carried the power to see, to understand, and to nurture time itself. And so, in the quiet town of Eldridge, the clocks ticked on. Some were ordinary. Some were extraordinary. But all were watched over by a keeper who knew the value of every second. Time moved forward, backward, and all around. And Clara, the clockkeeper, was ready for it all. Because the secret was not about the clocks. It was about life, choices, and the invisible threads that connect every moment. And the world ticked on, one precious moment at a time. The end.